more BCA action. Welcome back. This is match number 2 of week 1. So this is games 3 and 4 against my second opponent. And I'm really starting to get into the format. It's kind of fun to play different people throughout the night. It keeps it interesting. It doesn't feel like it kind of drags on. And I think this is a much better break, by the way. I go a little too high on the cue ball, but the spread is good. I make a ball. I have a look at the one. As usual, you really want that center table position, but I just don't quite, as I mentioned in my last video, I don't quite have a feel for how to get a good pop, how to control the rock, and get a good spread, and all the things. But we'll get there. So in this case, I was looking at, I'm just going to jump right in. Do I want to kind of thin off the 1 and get above the 2, or do I want to try to get really neat, greedy, really, and get down below the 2 for the 2 in the side? I think it's much safer to get a good look at the 2 from up here. So I'm going to stay up here and play this longer combination on the 6, but it lays pretty good. And it is a called shot game, ball in pocket, so I make sure to let him know that I'm going after the 6 here. You want to make sure you have a look at the 2 after the fact, and the cue ball drifts out just slightly past the 5. Catch a roll, for sure. I did not think enough about trying to keep the cue ball back here, which I think for that you would have had to put more pace, or to let it fully drift out past the 5, just knowing the cut angle we had on the 2. I have the top edge of the 2 ball, but not enough to cut it and get shape on the 4. So what I end up having to do here is slightly swerve around the 5 and let the spin take me back around the 5 ball. Yeah, it didn't even come into the rail. That was touchy. The trick here is the 8-9. Everything else has a pocket and wants to go somewhere. The 8-9 is tough. Getting from the 7 to short side on the 8 is probably the best play from where things are right now. But this is going to change things. Suddenly the 8-9 combination is gross, and the 8 doesn't really have its own pocket, with the exception of maybe the left side. That's immediately what I'm looking at, because I want to make sure that I've got options, even if it's just a safe option. And to be honest, getting safe off the 8 would be pretty touchy too. So we have to spin off the 5 and come out and around past the 10. Okay, we were able to play full enough into the 5 so that we could just come out and across, not mess with the 10 at all. I like this play because we're well past the shot line. We're going to be able to come into the rail and out and try to just nudge these open to give myself a better option. And I'm just judging where it naturally would want to go. What happens if I kind of punch it? What happens if I play a high ball? We're somewhat thin on the 7, but we have a lot of room to work with here. And I'm not at the point in my game where I can really precisely decide, okay, I want to hit this side of the 9 or this side of the 8. But I can get close. Close is as good as it got there. It's a good attempt, I would say. It's not bad overall, but we're funky on the 8. We have a bank on the 8. Getting safe on it, playing it super thin and just creating distance, it's probably not going to work out against most players. If you give them any kind of look at a ball on a bar table like this, there's a pretty good chance they're just going to fire it in. So I just decide to stay aggressive. Play a nice clean cross-side bank shot. But now what, champ? You're weird on the 9 ball. I'm pretty sure it would have been a double kiss to play this cross-side, the same pocket as the 8. And your cue ball's not going to be any good. Playing it down in the top left by the 10 ball doesn't really avail you position unless you go really hard low outside. So I just decide to be a wild man and go high left to have the cue ball spin into this rail and out and down for the 10. And I'm just going to cut it in the top right because who cares? I'm not scared. It's a bar table. You can do anything. You're definitely not going to scratch. Just run it along the rail. Nice big pocket, accepts that. But nice tidy shape on the 10. Everything according to plan. A little break and run. I wonder how many of those we're going to see in this league. Because it's weird. Weird playing on a bar table. Uh-oh. It's weird playing on a bar table. You get away with a lot. It's part of the reason that I changed leagues. Like my master's division. Just getting, playing on valley tables versus playing on the diamond tables. It feels so different. It has a big effect on my game. But yeah, like I said, I want to meet new people and play with new people. Build up my Fargo, ideally. Just get some experience. It's good for content, too, incidentally, right? Just being able to record more, do more commentary, get better at this side of things. So we have to get good on the 2 because the 3 ball's down here by the 1. And you need the right angle on the 2 to take you back up table. So I think what we can do here is roll through the 1 to get into this line. And knock in the 2 and draw back up here. Anywhere up here is fine. It's a pretty good sized window. So just kind of an easy roll through this. Okay, so I use the rail to open it up, which is good. Playing to the bigger side of the position window that way. And yeah, we're just going to draw up. You don't have to get too clean on the 3 ball here. That's a big window, like I said. So just stay still and a nice straight delivery. Played the 2 ball good, but yeah, just overdrew that. So I don't think you really want to attack here. Getting safe could work. I think maybe sending the 3 ball down table and put him either behind the 7 and the 4 or back over towards the 8. Yeah, that's what I tried to do, is get him back over by the 8 ball, but I just severely underplayed that. I did put him behind the 7 and the 4, at least partially. This might be a tough hit, especially because he's on the rail. Honestly, that might be the play sometimes, is to simplify my safety game and not worry so much about just like completely burying them, but put somebody on the rail with distance that's going to interfere with the mechanics at the very least and can make things a little better. He's got to try to swerve around. Makes a good hit. And re-saves me. This is a good result. So I have to kick at this. It's close to the 6. I don't think it's unjumpable, but it's close. All right, sorry, we had to take care of the whiny dog. I think we just got to kick into this. The jump's there, but it's tough. You could probably dart stroke this to get over the ball. But I need some practice with the kicks, especially in these conditions, and some good things can happen here. You could end up cutting it in the bottom left. So did not work out. Came into the 4 ball instead. And we give up ball in hand here. By the way, I could not find my opponent's Fargo just based on the league roster. I just didn't see him. I remember his name, but I didn't see him on the list. So I don't know what his rating is, but I don't know what my rating is either. So it doesn't really matter. Just win games when you can. So Gavin, I think they play. If you play the 3 in this side, you know, come out into the rail, you're going to get pretty clean on the 4, and you'll always be high enough above the 4 to get down below the 5. This complicates it. I don't know if I want to play from that side of the 3. I think you naturally just roll through it into the rail. You can do this. I mean, you can play into the 3 and draw back, but I'd rather follow through it. I'd rather see where I'm going. All right, he's listening. Wait. I mean, this is okay. Just kind of stun off. Oh, gonna get away from you though. Yeah, I think he's on the wrong side of the 4. He may not be able to cheat it to get good on the 5. You could always play just simple, roll the 4 in and overcut the 5. Oh, he's coming all the way around. Oh, nasty touch on the 8. Yeah, that's a talk to yourself shot. Just unfortunate. I think he was coming around really well. The angle was good. He should still be okay here. I think he can just, yeah, kind of pop the 5 in. You should stay on that side of the table for the 6. That's a good play. Yeah, he played that well. Here's Gavin looking to level it out here. Yeah, if you come out and back, maybe play for position close to where the 6 is and play for the 7 out here. Oh, don't do it, Gavin. Tried to come out a bit too far. Try to get back up table. He made some comment as he was leaving the table, like, I told myself not to scratch, or, you know, I just was telling myself, don't scratch. And we were commenting on how, like, your brain doesn't care. The only thing it hears is scratch. Stop shot on the 7, maybe just a pinch of draw to give yourself a nicer angle on the 8. In this case, I'm actually going to pause the video because I do something silly. I'm going to pause the video. So the proper way to play this is to come into the rail and out and play to the large side of the 10. Anywhere in there is going to be completely fine. If you're a weirdo like me, you might just decide spinny ball go burr, and you just enjoy using an unreasonable amount of spin sometimes. I think it's, you know, all spin August or something. What month is it? Anyway, I just decide to play short side on the 10 and rip it down this rail with a ridiculous amount of spin to get like into this tiny window, because I don't know, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Turns out you can do that though. I don't know. Maybe it's not so bad. Set that up for me 10 times and let's see how often I can do that though. That's the problem. Yes, so good match. Good games with Gavin. I come out on top, so that's 2 against him. That makes a total of 4 for that first night of BCA. Stick around. Next video is coming out in just a couple days. And let's see if I can go undefeated for my first night of BCA 10 Ball League. Appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you again soon.